What's going on, guys? Commander Santa here, and welcome back to another episode of Jubilee Gardens. As usual, we are joined by RubleTrillions.
Hey, man.
And yeah, it's been a while again, but here we are. Things are moving along.
Yeah, progress. It's slow and steady.
So I did a good amount, and I also was delayed a little bit just because we had Kinderly actually working on the park. But we'll get into that a little bit later. He ended up building a roller coaster, which I think you can see right now.
Yeah, we'll do like a full overview of that, but yeah, if you saw the last episode, you know I was struggling to make something work in that area, and it was a little what I wanted there was a little above my pay grade, so I reached out to Kinderly to see if he would be willing to build us a coaster, and he crushed it. So
yeah, he did.
So we'll once we make our way over there, we'll give you a full overview of it, but I'm excited to see what you got done.
Yes, I sent you only like one picture, but other than that, we've been radio silent. So
yeah,
there's I had a good amount.
Nice.
Just to kind of point out where we are just to the left of the slingshot that I worked on my last episode. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't turned the camera yet because I wanted you to lead me around here, but I was legit confused about kind of where we were.
I know.
Where you parked the camera to start with. So.
So first off, I'm gonna go to the left here to the TFB Ice Cream Factory.
Yeah.
This is something I worked on I want to say months ago. And
I saw it in the junkyard in the graveyard over by the front of the park.
I built this when we got that last update that gave us glass that we can see through.
Oh my god.
And I got to a certain point and I was like, man, I don't like this anymore. I don't know what to do with it. So I threw it in the junkyard to use it later. But nice. I ended up finishing it for this because I figured this was a really good spot for this. And I modeled this after a ice cream shop that is actually right outside Lockport, New York, where I live, and I frequent there. And it's cool. It's almost like Art Deco-y kind of, but it's got that little overhang.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. It's really nice, really nicely done.
And I got the naming scheme off, TFB, but then there is a taco place. It used to be a food truck, but they ended up making a restaurant. It's called Lloyd Taco Factory. So I figured we'd have TFB Ice Cream Factory.
Nice.
And I figured this would be the place that also, it's pretty centralized, so I think it could supply a lot of the ice cream carts as well from here.
Okay.
If needed, just for a lore standpoint.
Nice.
But yeah. 2 windows, kind of see-through. I just kind of made some bins in the back. Those 3 things in the front are a little bit, I just assume milkshake machines, but...
Oh, yeah. Or the, even they kind of look like the icy
or the soft,
too,
that, soft serve.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty simple.
That's awesome. Yeah, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm. And then off to the right is a little bit sitting area for that.
Yeah. Oh, man, I really like how this path comes down the hill over here.
Yeah, so we can go over there. So yeah, one of the things that I really enjoyed that I remember and just always comes to mind from my local park, Darien Lake, right when you get through the entranceway kind of goes up, but then there's also a path that goes over it. And I kind of wanted to, I've been trying to model that every single episode, but I couldn't until this one.
Yeah, no, dude, I love this. This looks really good, and the rock work around here is really, really good.
Yeah, thanks. And I just added a few more pillars. It took a little bit to get this path to work correctly because it has to be low enough, or at least the bridge has to be high enough to get the path under it.
Oh, the clearance, right?
Because it wouldn't let me for the height I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, the way, normally when you run into that, you end up having a path that's way, way too high, But the way that you did this where it sinks down and everything like that, the elevated path is almost the same level as this upper plateau before you even walk down there.
Yep.
So it doesn't look too high at all. It creates a really cool scene over here. I like that.
Yeah. And actually that little clock tower, I guess I'll talk about that.
I was going to say.
This is something that I just added probably a couple days ago. Even though I finished the park a week ago, I was like, I got some time. Let's add some more. because we ended up pushing back a week. So
right. No,
this,
I really like this. This looks like something they would have plopped down in like the 90s.
Yeah, so
like
this
redoing
is actually
a plaza area, and
for those that I bet you we at least get someone who knows what this is from. For all those University of Buffalo alumni, this is from the Commons. I modeled it almost exactly like that. Because I always thought that clock was really cool. Of course, I made it a little bit bigger and just a little bit kind of neater looking, at least just to fit with the restrictions and stuff Planet Coaster gives us. But yeah, I figured this would be like a decent plaza area, throw some gardens around here. How the Commons are set up at UB, there is around this clock tower, there's kind of like the path system like I have right now, and then around that's all just shops.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if we want to do that. Otherwise, this can definitely move around. I just kind of wanted to put something here to show off just my idea.
Yeah, no,
but
I like it a lot.
Going from the far end, looking back at it, having like the slingshot and then the just everything kind of up next to each other, it's really freaking cool.
yeah. I mean, the clock tower, like I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just so atmospheric. The way you did this, it really, like, if you were walking along here, you would want to go down into this area.
Yeah, you definitely want to like go check that out.
Yeah. Yep.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to keep that in the lower section is because it is kind of tall. It's taller than I want it, but in order to get like the force perspective to work, it needed to be lower.
Right.
So when you're like up by to the right of the slingshot, it looks like a great height as you kind of just work your way around.
Yeah, no, I really like that, man. That's really cool.
In all honesty, it's super Jubilee. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Not to say we have our own like shtick, but like it's super Jubilee style.
Yeah, I love it. I think it works great. Like I said, it looks like something that, if they did some work in this area, some path work, some plaza work, they're like, someone had the idea to do this, to take up space and to give kind of a focal point. So
yep. Yeah, the openness of it's just really neat.
Yeah, I really like it. I think you did a great job, like I said, with the rock work and just the landscaping in this area too. It looks super natural. I love the little elevated sitting area for the ice cream factory too.
Yeah.
And how it looks right over on the flat ride over here.
Yep. Yeah, it kind of looks over pretty much everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep going down to the left of the ice cream factory.
Okay.
I added another Jubilee gifts area because I needed a building here, and I like the idea of having Jubilee gifts all over the place.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Good height on that too.
The reason I needed it is because I guess we'll talk about the stage that I built.
Oh yeah.
This stage is probably not going to stay here because I hate how it covers up the roller coaster,
the view of the
light sight line. Yeah. I only thought it was a good spot just because it's like a nice open area here.
Yeah.
But if you look back at the building, this would be where the AV stuff is. Looking out over.
Okay. Oh, and so the glass windows or whatever. So the sound booth would be in there.
Yeah. And up top, I would assume they would put like stuff for lasers or like lights and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's really clever.
But I can easily move that or incorporate that somewhere else. But yeah, the stage was cool. I really enjoyed
love the stage.
Yeah.
You and I had kind of talked. I think you sent me a message last week where you were like, I just did this, and now that I'm looking at it, I hate how it's blocking the coaster.
Yeah, I love the stage. I hate where it is.
Yeah, which I agree. Now that I'm looking at it, like it probably will get moved, but I love the stage. Like the detail work with the lights and everything up here, man, and the cords. And the what are the things called that hold up the lights? I'm a novice when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of
it's like steel rigging or whatever, scaffolding.
The only
stuff
I did really a little bit of stage work, stagehand work in college, but like I didn't get all the lingo down.
Okay.
But the only thing that I wanted to joke about that we're missing is we're missing some gaffers because all the wires are exposed on the stage.
Oh. Yeah, dude, this looks really good. It's super detailed. I love the big speakers in the back and on the front here.
Yep.
Large enough that anyone close by is going to be deafened.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point.
Are these SP Ridley's instruments?
Yeah, I think
Nice.
I took
Nice.
these over from Jubilee Square.
Okay, perfect.
But it's pretty much
Yeah.
set up in such a way where like anyone would be able to go on the stage and do something.
Nice. Yeah, this reminds me of the one at Cedar Point.
Oh yeah.
Kind of similar. I think theirs is a little bit different, but it's similar in that it's so open like this.
Yeah.
It's really just a stage with a cover over it.
Yep.
It's not like and I think theirs like basically butts right up to a sidewalk like this too.
Yeah. The only thing that's different about mine compared to I had some reference materials going on. The reference material, the back wall was exactly that, just a wall. But I kind of wanted a backstage area where like you'd have people hanging out. Just because where this would be, it'd be a little bit too open. You wouldn't want people just kind of looking out in the back,
Right. Yep.
So I figured I'd close that up.
Yeah, man, I really like that.
Yeah, thanks. And I just added some stupid like images to the background video
some
wall.
New,
because
some
I figured
new restaurant stuff.
Yeah, I figured we'd have a good video wall, and I wanted something that almost like kind of band style.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to make some graphics for us, go for it.
Yeah, always soliciting for that kind of help.
Yeah, I mean it's just for video wall, so
right.
But yeah, I added a little flat ride to the right, something just kind of stupid and small.
Yeah, I like the path work is really well done here. Like I said, I love the over under, and then the way you wrapped all this around here. It handles all these elevation changes really well.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm really trying to get nailed down is different elevation changes.
Yeah.
Because this was flat pretty much before I put my work into it.
Nice, dude. I really like this.
Thanks.
Really well done.
Yeah. I think that's it.
The area, like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but I just love like this area where you're up by the ice cream factory and the slingshot, and then looking back towards the clock tower. It's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, this
really
sitting
well
area
done.
For the ice cream factory, you just see everything. You get to see everything. Watch the slingshot.
Awesome.
Look at the clock tower. Look at the roller coaster.
Oh yeah, and
flat ride.
you even look back at, you can see Trident as well if you're sitting there, and then back at the drop tower as well. So
yeah, this is probably going to be the best.
This would be a good spot to post up for sure.
Yep.
So nice. Well, should we go over and check out Kinderly's coaster?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sweet. So those of you that saw the last episode, you remember I had this initial drop, pretty much just like this, but I had it kind of do a big sweeping turn in this path area, and I was mimicking that off of Maverick. And so I told Kinderly that was kind of the inspiration, but we basically gave him free reign to do whatever. And so he took some inspiration from that, but he really wanted it to be a unique coaster, which I'm actually glad he did, because the only way I can build coasters is to just basically copy something that exists and try to make it look as much like that as I can.
Yep.
But this is a completely unique coaster. I'm not sure like everything that he took reference from, but he did take reference from Maverick, especially with the dual launch that's underneath the station. So, which that in particular was something when I was trying to do it, I was like, how the hell am I going to do this?
Yeah.
And again, way above my pay grade when it comes to coaster building. So,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with the way this turned out. I know we've talked about the types of coasters we want in the park, and we wanted like a hyper coaster, and this kind of fits that, but I still think we can do a true hyper in addition to this. Especially because those, typically you see those on sort of the border of the park anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I was kind of just we'll do some planning right now, I guess. One of the things I was thinking about when I was putting this clock tower down is like this. I still like the edge of the park line we have going on there, and I feel as if the hyper would be perfect just to follow the edge of that little river.
Yep.
And then come on back.
Yep.
Don't know where we're gonna put it, but I figured that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, there's some things that that I showed Commando when we recorded our last episode that I kind of worked on, some more midway game buildings and things like that. So we've got some additional progress made that of things that we've built that we just need to kind of put into place. So hopefully, we continue to make decent amount of progress in these episodes because we've done more work than we've been able to show, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we're getting close to the point in this park where, like, we probably have one more coaster, and then all the coasters will be done, and then it'll be a matter of filling everything in. So, we're definitely not home stretch. Like, there's a ton of detail work that still needs to be done, but we're getting to the point, at least, where we're going to have the parameters of the park in place.
Of course.
Which is a nice feeling. So
I know, yeah, it's great. Like, we're at the home stretch pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
the home stretch is going to be another 1,000 years, but I mean,
yeah, 2 more years and this park will be done.
Yeah, we're at the home stretch.
Yeah. So with Kinderly's coaster, one of the things that I freaking love is this Immelman here, right on the first drop. If you're sitting over by the plaza of that restaurant that I made, and kind of by the Dodgems, I mean, you would get an incredible view of this coaster.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that when people really dive into the Theme Makers Toolkit, that we get a lot of net options. Because this just like screams for some sort of netting on that support work above the path here. So, but I love the way this, like, I can just see this in real life. If you're walking on this path, you just see that coaster scream over the path here. You would rubberneck the entire way watching that thing.
You'd be running into people for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you work your way down towards the rapids, same thing. Like, it really makes this area feel like master planned, which is what I was going for with the budget of the Rapids ride.
Yes.
And so Kinderly like nailed that aspect of it. Like, it clearly looks like the coaster and the Rapids, this whole area was meant to be built at the same time and was built at the same time. Yes. So I'm going to carry over the theming into this coaster, and kind of complete this area. So, and one thing he mentioned to me as well was he made these airtime hills here towards the area of the ride that goes by Bandit Sausage House.
Yep.
So that we could draw path work up under that area.
Yep. That's
which
what
we'll
I figured.
definitely need to do. Yeah, exactly. So it just was really well thought out design. I'm certainly no coaster expert, so maybe we'll have to have him on to talk more about kind of his inspiration behind it and everything.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I know very little about coasters, but
yeah, same.
What I do know, like this layout is really, really well done. So I'm sure all of you who know your shit will have buku compliments for Kinderly. So
I hope. I'm just so happy he did exactly what you wanted, especially where it comes right by Bandit Sausage House, because that's exactly what we're talking about, just having it like right there. So
like it has so much interaction with this entire area. You're going to be in multiple parts over here if you came to this area of the park, and you're going to be immersed in this coaster even when you're not on it. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a staple ride for Jubilee Gardens. I mean, it's incorporated to different areas of the park, and you can see it from virtually anywhere.
Yeah, it's different than a lot of our coasters where if you kind of zoom out and look at our coasters, like even Trident is in the middle of the park, and really the only interaction you get is this sort of turnaround, the corkscrews, and then the vertical loops by the queue. But the rest of the coaster is pretty much hidden from anyone walking on the path, and it's same with all the other coasters. I mean, especially Mr. Twister, like the only path interaction you get there is that end turnaround as you're coming back into the station. Minerals does a fair amount of interaction with the path. What did we call this? I always forget. Chainsaw. Yeah. That does a fair amount. Yours,
it's pretty much its own
brainstorm. Thing. Yeah, I mean it has a fair amount too, but it's mostly queue related.
Yep.
And then even Bandits, like his real only interaction is one sort of focal area. So we get a lot of that with our coasters, where there's some there's some part of the coaster that really interacts with the path well, and you know, if you were in that area, you would notice it, and you know, it would draw you towards the coaster. But this is really the only one we have that has a ton of interaction at multiple points, which I really like, because there's, if you think about a lot of parks too, usually what you get is what our other coasters are, where it's, you know, there's some part of it that's tucked into a path, and then the rest of the coaster is sort of hidden from view. So again, it just helps sell that master planned feel of it.
Yeah, you can see this coaster from virtually anywhere, almost.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Kinderly, for doing
for sure.
that.
Yeah,
it turned out really, really well.
I'm so in love with it.
If you go towards the back, where, I don't know if you noticed this, but I love this turnaround where it comes back into the station for the second launch.
Yeah,
like it does. I don't know the technical terms. I'm probably embarrassing myself, but but it does this turnaround, and then there's an inversion too back into the station.
Yeah, the low profile twisty thing.
Yeah, that's just so cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to see what you do with the theming for this.
Yeah, I've got some ideas. Again, I'm gonna incorporate it into the theme of, it's not gonna be necessarily mining theme, but it will fit into the vibe of the area for sure. So yeah, that's going to be my focus in the next episode, is continuing to work on this area, and as usual, cleaning up the messes that I have completed. So
yeah, you got a lot of work ahead of you.
Yeah. So the good thing is, though, like with episodes like that, you know, it's not starting new areas, which that always takes way longer.
Yep.
I just sit and spin my wheels for hours trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do.
That's pretty much what I did.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'll just be like tedious work mostly. But yeah, so I love what you did. I love the ice cream factory and
Thanks.
the gift shop. I don't like. I agree with you that the stage should probably be moved, but I also love what you did with the sound booth being tucked back in that building. Like, that's really clever.
I mean, I can do that anywhere. So
okay.
Because
awesome.
I originally wanted to do one of those like raised sound booths that you usually find like the middle of a path. I think Cedar Point does have that.
Okay.
Where you can see everything's going on, but it would have taken up too much space in here, so I thought just put it in its own building.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, great job, man.
Thanks.
I'm excited to hop back into the park.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully we have an episode for you guys. I'm, you know, again, not going to put any deadlines on it really, but, you know, it seems like our typical workflow here has been like one episode every two months or so.
Yeah. So we'll
probably see you guys around the beginning of the year.
Yeah. So we'll be done in 2 weeks, and 2 weeks means about a month and a half. So
right.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to hop back in. So
yeah, that's good. I'm excited to have my hands off of this for a little bit. It's
Yeah.
been a labor of love for the past few weeks.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of, well, I don't want to say everyone, but it seems like a lot of the people that we interact with on the Bro Nation Discord are kind of at a point with Planet Coaster where everyone's got a little bit of burnout and not a ton of motivation to get into the game.
Yeah.
I think, you know, me personally, I'm at a point where I've got tons of ideas, you know, for different concepts and like mini parks kind of and stuff. But when I think about the time, you know, it's different from like a city skyline where the asset's already made.
Yep.
Like in this, you have to go make the asset to just plop it down, you know? So it's having multiple parks and multiple concepts is a bit of a challenge in this game. And then, you know, the theme maker's toolkit, you know, it's possible that people will come out with awesome buildings and stuff that are already pre-made, but then part of me is like, yeah, that's convenient, but I also enjoy certain elements of the building. Like there's a certain satisfaction of making things yourself and seeing it turn out well.
Yeah, and you're putting your own kind of twist on it.
Exactly.
It's an art piece. It's really what it is. We're doing art here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really see myself using a lot of the assets that are like, you know, detailed assets that people come out with. So, yeah, which you and I talked about this beforehand. Me personally, I have no idea how to create any of that kind of stuff. So any of you who are working on that, major props. But it sounds from what I've heard, like it sounds like it's definitely there's definitely been some struggles, and hopefully there will be some improvements made, because it sounds like it's a bit of a challenge currently.
Yeah, as of this recording, it's been what, a week? I think it's been out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've seen a few decent things, but still, like, you know, there's a couple cubes on the workshop right now, I think.
Right. So, I mean, hopefully, the good thing is that I know, you know, Frontier always does a good job of listening and taking feedback. And there's already been some really good suggestions on, like, things that they can give people to help make the creation process easier. Like, I think I saw Jaunty request that they give like a movable model of one of the peeps.
Yep.
So that you can kind of create off of that, and just giving assets that are already in the game so you can see how their workflow is and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully it continues to get better, but even with the restrictions in place, a few of the things that I've seen already are already really promising. So
yeah, for sure. And I think
nice.
I'm mostly going to be grabbing just foliage and rocks and stuff. I mean, that's what I'm into. But I did see a few railings that I was really like, angled railings,
that kind of stuff. All that detail stuff is going to be the stuff that I gravitate towards as well.
Of course, so. It's almost going to it's that specialized stuff that we like.
Yep, exactly.
Anyways, all right, guys. So this has been Jubilee Gardens, and this has been my additions and Kinderly's additions. So next up's going to be Ruble's additions, and it's going to be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you guys.